July was a pretty good month in terms of revenue. As you might be knowing, June was like really bad. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Journey. This is The Journey 29 and I have some things to talk about. Didn't upload any episode previous week because everything was pretty monotonous. Just was busy in doing a lot of client work and just some few other things which I'll be talking about in this episode. But before we move forward, first of all, let me thank all of you for the amazing response on the previous video. To be honest, I wasn't expecting that good of a response because the channel was inactive since a long time, 7 months to be precise. So thank you so much for the awesome response. The comments were amazing, and yeah, I hope I'll be able to continue this YouTube thing. Of course, videos take more time than podcast episodes or text, but yeah, let's see how it goes. So in this episode, let's get started. Now that I'm done thanking you for the amazing response, let's move to the second point. So as you might be knowing, I was thinking about delegating my work since a long time, and I was actually delegating some small little tasks because they were easy to delegate. But the main things which I do for the client, which is micro content creation, how do you pick out valuable pieces of content, and all those things, I'll not go into the details because you will get confused. The main stuff, it was hard to delegate because it's not easy to explain someone everything through text or WhatsApp or through some examples. It's not that easy, right? It will be very easy if I and the other person are in the same room together and I can explain them everything. But of course, because of coronavirus, it's not possible. And even if that was not the case, I was anyways planning to build this thing remotely. So the only option is to explain people through Zoom calls and presentations, and you can share your screen and do all that stuff. But for that, I needed a webcam. When I bought this PC, I didn't buy a webcam at that time because that was not required. But now that I want to delegate my work and want to guide people how to do things so that they can take some work off my plate and I can focus on other things, I needed it so that I can, maybe make some presentations or make a guide in my computer and then share my screen so that I can explain them correctly how to do things and how to match the quality, because I can't compromise that quality and no one can, right? When you start out as a beginner in any business or in anything, it's very hard to delegate stuff to other people, because first of all, there are trust issues that will this person be able to match the quality or not. What if this person fucks up and everything goes bad, and all those thoughts, right? But you have to get over it. I think everyone faces this, but you have to slowly get over it. And the best thing to do is first train the person, and then when you are confident enough that he or she can handle that stuff, then you can just let him or her handle everything. So that was the thing. So I bought this webcam, as you can see on top of my monitor. I actually wanted to buy a 1080p webcam because it's full HD and I can, the clarity is really good and I can also use it for YouTube. But it wasn't available since a long time. I was waiting for it to get in stock, but like I bought this PC in June, and right now it's August. So I waited for a long time, but it was out of stock. The only webcam available of Logitech on Amazon was this one, which is a 720p webcam. So I thought, okay, let's just screw it, let's get this one. Of course, it's 720p, but doesn't matter. I just wanted to get this thing started, training people and all that stuff. So I bought this webcam, and of course I know that I can use my phone as my webcam with a software called Droidcam, but it wasn't very convenient. When I'm training people, I need my phone in my hand so that as I train them, I can send them stuff through email or WhatsApp as we are talking on Zoom call and stuff. And the setup was very tedious. So you have to use, your phone's cable with your PC, and then you need a tripod or a Gorilla Pod for the phone to, be stable and all those things. So I thought, let's just get a webcam, let's put some money in that. So got this one. Maybe we'll use it for some YouTube live streams too. Let's see how it goes. And the next thing is, July was a pretty good month in terms of revenue. As you might be knowing, June was like really bad because of the BLM protests in America and all the toxic environment which was there on social media, especially in the US in the month of June. I've already documented that, so I will not go into the details, but June month was not really good. but July was like, if you saw my story on Instagram which I posted, the graph went like this, like June to July it went like this. So things are going really good in terms of revenue. It was awesome. And when I talk about revenue, you can also think of it as profit, because the only costs associated as of now are the Dropbox subscription, which costs just 990 rupees per month. And if I, let's say, want to get the pro subscription of some softwares, or if I want to delegate some of my work to freelancers, right now I am delegating like maybe 5 to 10% of my work, but as it grows, of course, the cost will also increase. But yeah, most of the revenue is profit only, because the costs are very low as of now. So the next thing is, yes, I was thinking about registering this business since a long time, right? You have been listening to the episodes and I was always talking about registering, and this is very boring stuff. I don't like to spend time on this, because first I sometimes get confused that, oh, what are all these terms? But of course I keep surfing, I keep reading different articles on the internet, and first it's very boring, but second it's necessary, because if you want to hire people like properly with all the documents and stuff, you need your business to be registered, and if you want to send out contracts and all those things, I'll not go into the detail. But a confusion which might be there if you start a business, or if anyone starts a business, is you directly think that what kind of a business you want it to be in the future. So you might think, okay, let me register it as a private limited company because that's the best, and all those things, right? And my take on this is that only do the things which are necessary as of now. So I was getting confused in all these things, and I asked myself, wait a minute, what do I need to go from one client to two clients, or maybe five clients? Let's just focus on that as of now, right? And that clears out a lot of confusion. So going that way, what I can do is I can register it as a sole proprietorship, and then I can convert it into a private limited company later on when it's required, instead of doing all those things in the beginning, right? So this can be a really good tip for you also, helps me a lot. Just focus on what is really required as of now, instead of what might be required in the future, right? Because if you get confused on all those things, you might be missing out on the critical tasks, like giving a good service to the client and all the other important things which might be there in your business, or in this case mine. So that's the thing. Just focus on what things are really required as of now, in order to not get confused and move at a quick speed. So the next thing is, I realized this week or maybe previous week that it's really helpful if you can speak the language of your client. Now, by language, I don't mean English or Hindi or Russian or whatever. By language, I mean talking to them in a way which they talk to you, right? And I think if you read a sales book or any sales videos, there is a term which talks about similar thing, that you match their talking style and you use similar terms as they use, similar words as they use, and you try to match them. And I haven't gone into that details, but I actually tried it. So I'll give you an example, right? If you are working with a client, or if you have a customer and they like to talk in a certain way, and let's say if they're using a particular term again and again, then you also use that instead of an alternative when required, right? So I know it might be confusing, but I realized previous week that this can be really helpful. What I did was I read the chats of me and my client, and I saw the patterns, that how they like to talk, and then I started talking to them in the same way. Of course, if you do it in if you cross the limits, it can become very obvious, and the other person can clearly say that you are just trying to copy them. So of course there are some borderline limits to this, but it can be really helpful if you do that, right? So small example, just see how they like to talk and maybe mirror some of those things, not everything, otherwise you will be just seen as a person who is just copying everything. It helps a lot to build rapport, and it's really helpful. I know that a lot of sales books and sales videos talk about this, but I haven't read that. I actually realized this from trial and error, or maybe you can say experience. So I thought to share this in this video. And then of course Instagram Reels was launched in USA. It got launched in India when TikTok was banned. The Reels team might be waiting for TikTok to get banned in USA also, but I don't know what happened. They launched it, and my work actually shot up to a great extent, because Reels is another platform, or you can say sub platform, where we need to distribute micro content. If you follow all the influencers, you already see them putting a lot of content out on Reels. So I'm working on that too for my client. It's really a struggle to match, like fit everything under 15 seconds without missing out on context, because a lot of times if you just clip something to 15 seconds, the context gets lost and the viewers aren't able to make sense of what the person is actually talking about. So that's a real struggle. But yeah, the platform is fun. Let's see how it goes. My work has really increased, just busy in a lot of client stuff these days. These are just some other little things which I was involved in, so I thought to just document them. 90% of my time was spent in doing client work, a lot of that. And then the final thing which I want to talk about in this episode is I crossed 1000 followers on Twitter. Now, I don't really like to celebrate numbers, but of course it's a good, milestone or a good indicator of people liking what I'm putting out on Twitter. And Twitter is like my thought diary. What I share on that platform, I don't think I share on any other platform. So make sure you follow me on Twitter, because that platform is really good, right? It's quick. It's like 180 characters text limit. Just open Twitter, share your thought and tweet it, and it's a great platform. I like it. It only becomes political if you follow political people, if you follow good people. Let's say if you are following entrepreneurs or people who are involved in tech, you can actually learn a lot, right? So make sure you follow me on Twitter. It's like my thought diary. I'm putting out a lot of good stuff on it, I think, and as the feedback I'm getting. So yeah, that was the final thing which I wanted to talk about in this episode. These things were like 10% of my time in the previous 2 weeks. 90% of it was just a lot of client work. Of course, July, as I said, was the best month so far, and sent the invoice, got the payment. Things are going really good, and that's it for this episode, guys. Make sure you comment down below your feedback, because your feedback helps me to judge this content and see what things you are liking and what things you don't like for me to share. Make sure you share your feedback down in the comments. I know I'm uploading this video on Monday instead of Sunday, but like yesterday I was really busy in a lot of things, so didn't get time to record and edit and upload the video and everything. So I thought, okay, let's do it tomorrow. So yeah, I hope you like this episode, the Journey 29. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and all those things. I actually took a long break from YouTube, so I don't remember how I actually used to end my videos. But like, share, subscribe. Make sure you comment down your feedback about how you're liking these videos, and I'll see you in the next episode.